Welcome to the Captain's Blog. I'm David McDonough, Senior Vice President and founder of Flagship Wealth, powered by Trilogy. On this blog, we try to take what's unnecessarily complicated back here on Wall Street and make it understandable to you on Main Street. Now, you don't have to adjust your screens. The Emmy Award-winning producer of the Captain's Blog, Dave Cullinane, is on a beach vacation. So he's left me to my own devices. We'll see how it goes. Saying how it goes, the market hit an all-time high on a holiday-shortened week. A deal with Vietnam. Again, fundamentals still strong. The jobs market still strong, although weakening. Did that positivity to the FOMO crowd, the fear of missing out crowd, push this market to a new all-time high? But we warned you last week that the market was fully priced and that all the positivity was priced in. Were we right? Here's your week in review. So yes, I say that we were right. The market did give back a little bit this week. But remember, we had a deadline, a soft deadline of July 9th, where everybody had to have their deal done, or the Liberation Day tariffs of 50, 60% will go into effect. Well, that didn't happen. We started the week with the president writing letters to those countries out there that don't have a deal, that by August 1st, it will go retroactive to April. We'll see. But again, folks, the fundamentals of this market continue to be strong. And that is, again, why we believe that this is fairly valued. But the Fed is out there too, and the Fed minutes came out this week. Fed minutes, what they talked about during their meeting, and what they did say is, yes, we do plan on lowering interest rates. We're still going to be data dependent. Again, we believe that the Fed will start cutting interest rates in September and another cut by the end of the year. That is more money in your pocket. Equity lines go down, credit card lines go down. So a lot of positives over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, but pay attention to be proactive in your portfolios. Here's what to look for next week. So again, the tweeter-in-chief is still in charge. Just this morning, Friday morning, he announced a 35% tariff on Canada. Expect these talks to ratchet up over the next 2 or 3, 4 weeks. But what we're also going to see over the next 2 or 3 or 4 weeks is earnings. Corporations coming out and talking about fundamentals. And now we'll see whether or not the tariffs have an effect on their bottom line. So folks, it's not how they did over the last 2, 3, 4 months. It's what they project going forward. And I'll say it again. It is important with the market back to an all-time high to be proactive, to use active investing versus passive. And again, we don't chase certain hot sectors. We're going to get to that in a minute when it comes to the tip of the week. Now, here is your personal finance tip of the week. Dave, you say that the market's at an all-time high. Shouldn't we just go to cash? Well, my crystal ball may be a little bit more clear than yours, but after 30 years in this industry, I know that market timing is fool's gold. But what you should do is this. Look at value sectors, getting back to active versus passive. You can own an index and be fine, but when the market is at an all-time high, I am of the opinion that instead of owning 500 stocks in the S&P 500, you hire a professional to pick 20, 30, 40 of those names that truly have value. And again, there are certain sectors that have not participated in this rally. Small to mid company. I still believe that international has tremendous amount of value. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and buy each individual sector and move from here to here. Get your bingo cards out. That is whack-a-mole. What I am saying is continue to rebalance your portfolios. Adjust it to your risk tolerance. The market just gave you a gift from April until now. You're at an all-time high. Collect those old 401ks, those IRAs. Get proactive before the market does it for you. So hopefully these came through technically okay. I can't wait to have David Cullinane back in this office next week to make the blog again an Emmy-winning performance. So thanks again for checking in. We'll see you next week on the Captain's Blog.